about things that are literally killing people every year. The deadly trifecta, right? We're talking about high blood pressure, right? We're talking about diabetes, high cholesterol, how it leads to heart disease, and how these things that lead to heart disease kill more people in 1 year than all the cancers combined, right? It's pretty crazy to think about. And so I'm going to break down some of the things that lead to you having, of course, these health issues. And then two, how can we avoid them, right? So we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. I'm about to let everybody into the Zoom now, but I'm excited. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great one, actually. It's going to be great. I want to make sure that everybody on Facebook gets to see it as well. We're going to stream on the platform. So if you can't get to the Zoom, you can head over to our YouTube, and you can check it out there. That's always an option. But let me let people into the room. All right, all right, all right. We are live. We are live. Welcome everybody to the day 3 call. Welcome to the day 3 call. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna give everybody a chance to just roll into the live. This is an important live, so I want to give everybody a chance to get inside of the call. But I know this is going to be a very, very, very important call. So I want to make sure everyone that needs to be here gets a chance to be here. Make sure that you are in the room. Make sure that you're in the room for this live. It's going to be a very important one. All right. All right. All right. As you guys are coming in, if you have already done your miles for the day, I want you to put winner in the chat. If you already did your 2 miles a day, right? First of all, let's get acquainted. If you're new, this is your first time coming on the call, put new in the chat. If you're new, put new in the chat. If you've been on the calls, coming to the calls, I want you to put returning, right? Or you could just put winner. Either way, you're more than welcome. We're gonna give everybody that's here, we're gonna give everyone a chance to get on, right? We're gonna give everyone a chance to get on because we don't want them to miss anything. So just sit tight if you're new. What I'll do in the meantime, in between time, is if you're new, did you get access to the actual 7-day challenge? I want to make sure you got access to it. Since you're here live, I'll make sure I get it to you right now myself. Not yet. Okay, no problem. You should have it. It's inside the Facebook group. So if you haven't got inside the Facebook group, that would be the reason why you probably don't have it. So what I'll do for you to expedite the process for anybody that's on that wants to get instant access to the program itself is I'm going to drop it here. Bam. So I just dropped it in there for you. You can copy and paste it and it's yours to keep. You're welcome. Okay, perfect. All right, we're gonna get the ball rolling. But first, I want to do a check-in, right? We're gonna do something that we haven't done. I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna share the challenge checklist, and we're gonna go through it together. And we're gonna do a accountability check on who has actually been doing what they're supposed to be doing and who has been skating, all right? Who has been not doing the work. Let's go through this together, right? If you're in the challenge, this is inside your challenge workbook itself. We're going this together, right? So we're on day 3. Day 3 says pushing through, right? So on day 3, who's made it to day 3? Put me, coach, in the chat. You may start feeling more challenged, but consistency is key. Today, the focus is on staying committed to your routine, especially when it feels tough. This is where resilience and dedication pays off, right? So making sure we're getting our water in. I'm just gonna go to the checklist. I'm gonna go to this pretty smooth. If you have hit the mark that I'm gonna say, then just put winner in the chat. All right. If you didn't get it this time, put future winner. Number one, did you drink half your body weight in ounces of water? So if you weigh 200 pounds, did you get 100 ounces of water in your system today? Put winner in the chat if you did for your specific body weight. Put future winner if you didn't. Did we walk our 2 miles? Put winner in the chat if you did. Put future winner if you didn't. All right. Did we eat only whole foods, meaning no snacking? Right. Put winner in the chat if you did. Put future winner if you're gonna do it tomorrow. Did you stay in your caloric deficit? Put winner in the chat if you did, and then put future winner if you did not make it this time. No TV or social media scrolling all week, right? Who was on the Who watched TV today? Who's on social media today? It's never too late. You can still cut it off for the night and still do it tomorrow the right way, right? And did we do our affirmations today, right? If you did your affirmations, I want you to put affirm in the chat. Affirmed, AFFIRMED, all right? Not like the company, right? And so that is our checklist for the today. We're on day 3. If you're new, don't worry, right? You can do the checklist tomorrow. But welcome back, everybody. If you're back and you're on day 3, put day 3. I want you to put if you're new. I want you to put if you've been on the calls. If you haven't been on the calls, either way, you're more than welcome to be here. If you just joined, good. You're supposed to be here, right? And so the most important thing is that you get activated, right? This challenge is an activation event. It's something that's supposed to take you from talking about changing and to actually changing. It's something that's supposed to take you from thinking about it, downloading free stuff, watching free videos, saving workout videos, and doing nothing. It's supposed to take you from doing that to doing actually taking action. So I'm glad that you're here, even if you're a little bit late. Listen, delayed but not denied, okay? Delayed but not denied. So we're gonna get the ball rolling. We're gonna get the ball rolling. I had a burp. All right, so today we're going to be talking about the Delhi trifecta, which is very important. This is one of the most important coaching calls we're going to have. We're going to be here for a good time, not a long time, so pay attention, right? Are we ready to be good students? Put listening in the chat if you're ready to be a good student. The number one thing you can do to accelerate your weight loss or accelerate your way towards any goal is to be a better student, right? Be someone that pays attention, be someone that can take in information and be someone that can apply the information that they learn. Once you can do those things, you can take in information, you can apply the information, you'll be able to do whatever you want. Because most people don't have the attention span to pay attention to anything. They get distracted after 2 seconds. All right. So the Delhi trifecta. Why it's dangerous and how to avoid it. So there's 3 silent killers. 3 silent killers are targeting women across America. Learn how to recognize, prevent, and reverse them before it's too late. Right? And so the real talk is this. Why this matters. The Delhi trifecta equals high blood pressure. If you have one of these, I want you to put which one you have in the chat. If your doctor has told you you're at risk of one of these, I want you to put which one you're at risk of. Meaning they're telling you, okay, you're about 6 months out, a year out. If you don't make some changes, you're gonna have a problem on your hands. All right. If you had that conversation with your doctor, I want you to put that in the chat. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. So they're telling you you're pre-diabetic, telling you that if your blood pressure is elevated, high cholesterol, put it in the chat, right? Whichever one they said. Together, these conditions quietly destroy your health and lead to heart disease, the number 1 killer of women in America. Heart disease kills more women every year than all cancers combined. Isn't that crazy? Right? The scary truth is that many women don't even know they have one or more of these until it's too late. And so let's talk about high blood pressure, the silent killer. Why it's dangerous. Called the silent killer because it usually has no symptoms, meaning you can have high blood pressure one day and a heart attack the next. And you wouldn't know the difference between a normal day of having high blood pressure and the day you're going to have a heart attack. Constant high pressure scrapes the scar Constant high pressure scrapes and scars artery walls, making them stiff and fragile. Over time, it forces the heart to work harder, leading to heart enlargement and eventual weakness. How does it cause heart disease? The damaged artery walls become sticky, making it easier for cholesterol to build up. This accelerates plaque formation. The heart, pumping against constant high pressure, thickens like an overworked muscle, eventually weakening. The result: clogged arteries, a tired heart equals heart attacks, heart failures, and strokes. Now, if you were here yesterday, I told you if your doctor tells you that you have high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, you need to treat it like a bomb. And when we know there's a bomb nearby, we run away from it. We want to get away from it as fast as possible. That's exactly how you need to treat this. Now, many people don't act on it quickly and they carry it for years. My grandmother had high blood pressure for 30 years and she's at the point where she's not going to ever be able to go off of medication completely. Is that how you want your life to end up? Is that how you want to go out? I hope not. So if we have early signs, if your doctor's giving you warnings, we have to treat this like it's serious, right? Put in the chat, this is serious. And you're just because you haven't been diagnosed doesn't mean you're healthy. We're gonna go over some symptoms that you may be experiencing while your doctor hasn't told you yet. You might be on your way there. There, type 2 diabetes, right? Do I have any type 2 diabetics online right now? The blood sugar crisis. So why is dangerous? Excess sugar in the blood acts like acid on your blood vessels and nerves. Would you let anyone throw acid on you, acid in your face, acid on your arm? No. So why are you letting yourself throw acid on your blood vessels and nerves? You wouldn't want that to happen. It inflames and damages vessel walls daily. It can cause blindness, kidney failure, amputation, and nerve damage if uncontrolled. Did you know that diabetes is the #1 reason why people get lower body extremity amputations, meaning the lower part of your leg getting cut off, your feet, your toes, right? #1 reason. How it causes heart disease? Damaged arteries are more likely to trap cholesterol. High blood sugars also lowers good HDL cholesterol, so cleanup fails. And then diabetes creates a state of constant inflammation, making plaque unstable and more likely to rupture. Result: 2 to 4 times higher risk of heart attack or stroke compared to someone without diabetes. Are you guys noticing a trend that if you have these conditions, you're going to end up having a heart attack or a stroke in due time? Is that the pretty much the trend that we're seeing now? High cholesterol, the artery clogger. Why it's dangerous? LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, slips into artery walls and builds plaque. Now triglycerides and more add more fat to the fire, making plaques even more unstable. The low HDL, good cholesterol, means less cleanup, so fat continues to pile up consistently and silently. Now, how does it cause heart disease? Plaques narrow arteries and limit blood flow. When a plaque ruptures, the body forms a blood clot. If the clot blocks the blood flow to the heart, you get a heart attack. If it blocks the blood flow to the brain, you get a stroke. Did you guys know that? So, results: sudden, catastrophic events with little to no warnings, which, funny enough, not really funny, but interesting enough, I work with a lot of nurses, specifically nighttime nurses, which I know you all are aware of this stuff. But just because you're aware of something doesn't mean you're going to make the change, right? And sometimes you need to hear someone else say it. But for my nurses that are paying attention to this, I don't want you to become a patient. I want you to take care of patients. Take care of your health. If you're on here and you're the person that everyone leans on in your family, you're the person that's running the business, you're the person that's career is doing amazing, right? You're making things happen. If it feels like you have everything else under control but your health, let me tell you a secret. If you don't get this under control, you're going to have no control over anything. You're not going to be the person people lean on. You're not going to be that person achieving your goals, because if you let this go on long enough, you're going to have a stroke or a heart attack. This isn't fear mongering. This is just the facts. This is what the research tells us, right? And so we have to make a change. Everybody put in the chat, I have to change. The perfect storm. High blood pressure injures the artery walls. High cholesterol fills those injuries with plaque, and diabetes accelerates the inflammation and makes plaques rupture more easily. Together, they form the perfect storm for heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes, the number one killer of women in America. This is dangerous. And it's dangerous because it's normalized. Everyone has people in their family that has heart disease, that has diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. You probably have it. Some of you have been living it with for years. And because it's not an instant killer, meaning as soon as you get diagnosed, it's not like you're going to die right on the spot. We just kind of ignore it until it's too late, right? And sometimes you don't get a second chance when you have that heart attack. Sometimes you don't have a second chance when you get that stroke, right? You want to take action right away. And so let's talk about some numbers you want to look at. So number one, when we're looking at our blood pressure, let me tell you some of the more normal numbers. If we're looking at 120 over 80, right? Pretty normal. All right. If we're looking at 120 over 129, you got elevated. All right. And then if you're looking at 130, 139, we got stage one. And then if we get to 140 over 90, we got stage two. So if you're in a VIP, I'll drop this inside of our chat. If you want to take a screenshot of this, take a screenshot real quick. But these are the levels you want to stay away from or be aware of. And so usually the silent killer, here's some signs and symptoms if you haven't been diagnosed, but you think that your health is not in the best place. Morning headaches. Also, this is not to diagnose you. Please go to your doctor and they will diagnose you. But maybe this will give you the push to go to the doctor. All right. Morning headaches, dizziness, blurred vision, shortness of breath, nosebleeds. These are all a part of signs and symptoms of the silent killer, which is high blood pressure. Here are some risk markers, things that put you at risk. If your waist is larger than 35 inches, if you have a lot of belly fat gain, right? You put on a lot of belly fat, poor sleep and snoring, and then high stress and family history. If you have any of those risk markers, put risk at chat in the chat. So in the early stage, silent injury begins. It's reversible with weight loss, sodium reduction, potassium intake, walking, and strength training. Okay? So has anyone recently been told that they are at risk for high blood pressure or that they have it? You want to take action right away, right now. And I'm going to give you an action plan that you need to follow. After years pass, your arteries stiffen permanently, heart enlarges, and more difficult to reverse. So the longer you have it, the harder it is to reverse, and the more likely you won't be able to come off medication. Late stage, stroke, dementia, kidney failure, heart failure, arteries too scarred, and then meds become lifelong. You can track it at home with a home blood pressure cuff, arm or wrist. Check it in the morning and evening, and then free checks at a lot of pharmacies. So one of our clients, Latifa, had stage 2 hypertension. After she lost 100 pounds, her blood pressure is now normal without medication. But for you, your first goal would just be to drop 10% of your goal body weight. So take whatever number that you weigh right now, divide it by 10. If whatever number you get, that's the amount of weight you want to lose immediately to reduce your risk of high blood pressure. Losing weight is one of the best ways to reduce your risk of high blood pressure. It's not the only way, but it is one of the most effective ways. Okay. Next is going to be type 2 diabetes, blood sugar. All right. So fasting blood sugar is going to be 100. 100 to 125 is pre-diabetic. And then diabetes is 126 plus. A1C, normal is 5.7. Pre-diabetes is 5.7 to 6.4. diabetes is 6.5. So if you have any of these numbers above 5.7, you're in that pre-diabetic range, right? So a lot of our clients, once they get in the program, they drop like their first 20 pounds, their numbers improve immensely. And if you make a change to your diet, it'll change even faster. Your body, okay, so here's some signs and symptoms if you had to know if you have diabetes or you might be on the way there. So again, you can't diagnose yourself, but you can listen to the symptoms and go to the doctor. Okay. Number one is going to be fatigue and brain fog. That means your body can't properly lose sugar for energy. Constant thirst and frequent urination. The kidneys are working overtime to flush excessive sugar. Blurry vision. That means high sugar levels affect the lens of your eye. Slow healing cuts, frequent infections means high sugar impairs immune function and circulation. Tingling and numbness in hands or feet, nerve damage from prolonged high blood sugar, and then belly fat gain. Insulin resistance promotes fat storage around the organs. If you're at risk of any of these symptoms, put risk in the chat. Or if you already know you have these things, put risk in the chat. What's happening inside? Your cells ignore insulin. Sugar stuck in blood can't enter cells for energy. The high sugar burns vessels. Excess glucose inflames and damages blood vessels. Pancreas overworks, produces more insulin until it burns out. And the organs under attack, your eyes, kidneys, nerves, and heart, right? You can track it by using a glucose meter, that's a finger prick, a continuous glucose monitor, or at-home A1C kit, right? And so, again, we've had so many women that have had diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. So, guess what, y'all? There is an opportunity for you to get off this medication. However, if you wait too long, you're going to run out of chances, right? And some of you are in your later 50s, some of you are in your mid 40s, some of you are in your 30s, and maybe you just found out. You don't want to wait. It's not going to magically go away. Again, I always use my grandmother as a testimony because, first of all, I didn't know my grandmother had high blood pressure until like last year. And then when I talked to her, she told me she had it for 30 years, right? And so at that point, I knew she was never going to come off the medication. Even though she's weight training now, she's doing a lot better. She's moving her body. It's just too late, right? She's 78. So don't wait till it's too late. Put in the chat. Don't wait. Let's talk about high cholesterol and triglycerides, right? And this is the one that doesn't get talked about as much, but it's still very dangerous. So signs and symptoms, usually silent until it's too late. Rare visible signs is going to be fatty bumps, white rings in eyes, risk markers. You're going to notice that belly fat is a risk marker for all of them. Poor diet, smoking, and menopause. So you go to menopause, if you're going to menopause, it's automatically going to put you at risk. And so it's going to give you your artery is going to be blocked from the cholesterol and what's happening, right? LDL sticks under artery linings. Bad cholesterol penetrates vessel walls, oxidizes and triggers immune responses. Body treats oxidized LDL as a foreign invader. Plaque buildup begins. Immune cells and cholesterol form dangerous deposits, and plaques rupture. Blood clots form, heart attack, or stroke. Okay, so this stuff is super serious. I know it's very common to hear that we almost just brush it off like it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. It's a huge deal. And if you don't have it yet, don't wait till you have it. So many people are very reactive when it comes to their health. So they're like, "Oh, well, I'm in pretty good health. I go to the doctor. They didn't tell me I had high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol." When did that become the determining factor in if you had good health or not? That just means that you don't have a health condition. But you can tell if you're in bad health. You can look at your stomach and see you have too much belly fat. Am I right? That's a risk factor for every single thing we talked about. So early years, fatty streaks appear reversible with diet, fiber, and healthy fats and activity. Years pass, plaque builds up silently, still time to stabilize and prevent growth. Late stage, sudden heart attack or stroke, plaques can't be removed fully, but can be stabilized. Do you guys notice that the result of not taking care of this is a sudden heart attack? Which means you don't know it's going to come. It's not coming on gradually. It's one day you're at the park with your dog, you're playing with your grandkids, right? You're driving to the store, right? You have a stressful day at work or something. You could be on vacation and boom, you have a stroke. Boom, you have a heart attack. No one knows it's coming, right? And so all these risk factors are a big part of the reason. So I started taking it really serious to help my sister because I saw the risk factors that she had, right, as an attorney, as someone that was holding a lot of weight in her midsection, as someone that I felt like you are a candidate for getting high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. Let's drop 10% of your body weight as soon as we possibly can, which we did. You want to take action just like she did. Now, there's a specific reason why we work with women 40 to 60 because you guys are at a higher risk, right? Because your estrogen drops, which means LDL rises, HDL falls, arteries stiffen as protective hormones decline during menopause. Belly fat increases, so visceral fat accumulation raises blood pressure, blood sugar, and triglycerides. Muscle loss. Age-related sarcopenia lowers metabolism and worsens insulin resistance, and then stress and poor sleep. Chronic stress and sleep disruption amplify all three conditions. But it starts earlier. Even women in their 20s and 30s can quietly build risk. Waiting till your 40s is too late. If you get high blood pressure in your 30s, by the time you're 40, you could have it for 10 years, which means you could have done enough damage, whether you have diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, within those 10 years to keep you on medication for the rest of your life. So even if you're younger, you feel like, oh, this doesn't apply to me, it's for people like 40, 60. Okay, okay. You can think that, but you're still at risk. So if you're younger, should you be worried? Yes. While risk rises with age, the warning signs and early risk factors often begin in your 20s and your 30s. So, blood pressure and cholesterol trends, weight gain, especially around the middle, poor sleep, inactivity, and high stress can start in your 20s and 30s and quietly set the stage for the daily trifecta decades later. The alarming reality is about half of the US adults meet the clinical criteria for hypertension under current guidelines. That means many people develop dangerous numbers earlier than they expect. Half of US adults. That means every time you see someone, every other person probably has high blood pressure, right? Weight gain, especially in your belly, poor sleep patterns, frequent stress, family history of diabetes and heart disease, and sedentary lifestyle. These are the things that are going to lead to high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, right? So the actionable takeaway for young women, if you have any of these risk factors, start tracking now. Get a blood pressure cuff, occasional blood glucose checks, annual lipid panels. Prevention now is far easier and cheaper than treating later. It's always more affordable to prevent than to react. Whenever you react to a health emergency, it's going to cost you a tremendous amount of money and mental health and quality of life. What costs more? Right? Going on a 2 mile walk a day, eating how I'm showing you how to eat during the challenge, drinking your water, or having a heart attack and having to go to the hospital, being stuck in the hospital, going in an ambulance, might have to go through rehab, might not be able to go back to work, right? What is more affordable? What is more cost effective? To take care of yourself now? So what I want you to put in the chat is invest now. Invest the time now because it's not just about money. A lot of times you're going to lose opportunities to do things that you wanted to do. I know someone that had a stroke and they still can't walk. They're still wheelchair bound. They still can't take care of themselves. And they were an entrepreneur. They were a parent. They were a spouse, right? And now all they can think of is what if. All they can have now is regret because life gives you a lot of opportunities, but when you're out of opportunities, you're out of opportunities. You got to take action now. It's always easiest to do it before you have to make a change, right? Right now, if you have that risk and the doctor's telling you, hey, you may want to eat a little better, maybe want to lose a little bit of weight, or you're going to have high blood pressure, that's the time you make that change. Not when you're one stressful argument from having a heart attack. You want to change your life before your life changes you. Now, the cost of change versus the cost of staying the same. The cost of doing nothing could be an extra $3,000 a year. That could be $55,000 extra dollars over 20 years. The cost of going through a good coaching program or a good health rehabilitation program it could cost you $3,000 to $6,000 over a year or half a year, but that could save you tens and thousands of dollars later on the back end that you're going to have to pay anyways. If anyone's ever had a loved one that's been in the hospital or they've been in the hospital, my little brother had a cancer. I understand that this stuff is very expensive, right? Just being in the hospital, just to be there, right? Not even get treated, but just to be there every night you're there, how expensive it can be. You don't want to put yourself in that situation, right? Let's say you have an emergency event, right? Ambulance ride could be $900, could be $1,700. Stroke first year care could be $40,000 to $100,000. Nursing home care, $111,000. Lifetime stroke costs could be $140,000. Funeral costs, $8,000, right? That's expensive. And it's not just a burden on you, it's a burden on your family. A short-term investment of time can save you from a lifelong of bills, catastrophic events, and family burdens. Do we all know someone, whether it be intimately or from afar, that has got a heart attack, that has had a stroke? Put your guys coach in the chat. Does it look like fun? Does it look enjoyable? Do you think that they wanted to have that happen? Do you think that their doctor probably warned them to make some changes? Do you think that they probably had the opportunity to make some changes and they kept pushing it off? Do you think the day that they had that heart attack, they were expecting to have a heart attack that day? Do you think that the day that they had that stroke, they were expecting to have a stroke that day? Absolutely not. They weren't expecting it. They knew they had the information that they should have did better, but they didn't do better. And when you have, listen, God gives you a lot of chances. The life gives you a lot of chances, but when your chances is up. And if you don't make the change to your life will change you for the worse. So here's what I want you to do. Food prescription. I want you to swipe the salt, okay? Too much sodium equals high blood pressure, right? We want to decrease our salt intake. Potassium power. Potassium balances sodium, protecting your arteries. Sugar smart. Hidden sugars drive diabetes. What it means by that is if you're going to have sugar, right? If you're going to have ice cream, cookies, we know that's sugary. Don't get your sugar in because you want to have 6 Polynesian sauces at Chick-fil-A because you want to have a sugary salad dressing and pretend it's healthy and not know it's a bunch of sugar in it, right? When you want to have sugar, be intentional with it. Don't let all the sneaky sugary sneak itself into your diet. Meal sequencing: proteins first, then and veggies, and then protein and veggies first equals steadier sugar. And then iron timing absorbs nutrition better. And so the lifestyle prescription, we talked about this yesterday, right? Walk it off. 10 minutes after each meal, keep sugar and pressure in check. And if you guys are doing your 2 miles a day, then you're good, right? Train to sustain. Strength and cardio equals lower cholesterol and a strong heart, right? So we're doing just walking right now because we're building our foundation. But after this, we're going to be incorporating weight training. And weight training is super important. Weight training is the #1 form of medication your doctor never gave you. Sleep and stress. Poor sleep and stress raise blood pressure and sugar. The #1 thing you can do to reduce your stress is to get more unbroken rest. So even if you're only sleeping 6 hours, right now you might be sleeping 6 hours, but you keep waking up throughout the night. You're not in a deep sleep, right? Getting very, very good rest for 7 to 8 hours, as many nights as you can, is the best way you can reduce stress. All right. And if you do all the stuff we do in this challenge, your rest will improve. If you forget everything else, I made 6 simple rules. #1, swap the salt, potassium power, walk it off, train to sustain, time the plate, and mine minerals. And if you combine this with the stuff we learned yesterday, everything can change. If we catch it early, we can reverse it. If we wait too late, it's manageable but not erasable, right? And so I wanted to show you guys 3 phases of what could happen, right? So #1, Latifah, she had diabetes and she had high blood pressure. She caught it early enough to get completely off medication. My sister, she didn't have anything, right? She caught it early enough to prevent it. My grandmother, she waited too long. Now she's able to reduce her medication and manage it, but she's not going to be able to come off the medication. So what I want you to be aware of is it can happen to you, but it doesn't have to. You can prevent it or you can reverse it if we take action. Put in the chat, take action. The forever game plan to make sure that you stay healthy. Know your numbers, master food habits, move with a purpose, reduce your triggers, manage stress through meditation or therapy, quit smoking, limit alcohol to 1 drink, right? Or just really stop drinking. Okay, honestly, just stop drinking alcohol. Play the long game. Early intervention equals reversible outcomes. Late intervention equals manageable conditions. The final message: you might think you don't have the time or the money to invest in your health, but the truth is, if you don't change your life now, your life will change you later. And it will cost you your health, your independence, your time, and your family's money. The choice is simple: make the investment now or pay the ultimate price later. Change your life before your life changes you. The time is now. Every day you wait, the daily trifecta gets stronger. Every day you act, you get stronger. The choice and the power is yours. If you are ready to take real action on your health, right? Not just join this challenge to sit here and be on the live and do nothing. So many people join the challenge and do nothing with it. So many people watch on the lives and don't take any action. I've talked to some people like afterwards, like, oh, I never actually started. I was just coming to the lives and I just seen some of the stuff and it was inspiring, but I just never got started. The worst thing you can do is not take action in life. Life is just about choices. Life is just about choices. There's there's thousands of other people that are going through the same situation you're going through. Some of you are deciding to stay in your bad habits and your poor health, and others are deciding to take action and make a change. Does it mean it's easy? No. Is it worth doing? Yes, because what's hard is having a heart attack. Very hard. What's hard is having a stroke. Very hard. What's hard is knowing you could have changed your life, but now you're on medication for the rest of your life, right? It is always better to invest your time to create the routine, to build the discipline so you can live a long and enjoyable life. Because many people are going to live long, unenjoyable lives. Their quality of life is going to be terrible because they won't take care of themselves now. Again, I tell you, if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, any of these things, you must feel like a bomb. You got to get away from it as fast as possible. You have to stop playing with this thing called your life. You've been playing with it for too long. And if you don't make a change, I'm telling you, your life will change you for the worse. And you will live the rest of your days hoping and wishing that you'd be able to get a second chance at something you already had multiple second chances to fix. How many have had the time? You have the time, right? Your doctors told you have issues with your blood pressure, you have issues with your blood sugar levels, you have issues with your cholesterol. You're looking at yourself in the mirror, you can see you're carrying too much weight in your midsection. And you know how I know you have an issue? You won't weigh yourself. You're avoiding weighing yourself, right? You know you don't feel good laying down. You know you're not getting good rest. You know your energy's terrible. Right? You know you're in a negative headspace a lot of times about your health, but for some reason you won't take action. There is no magical thing that's going to happen. A lot of people are waiting for that perfect time. I'll wait till things slow down. I'll wait till it's not as busy. I'm gonna wait till I don't have to travel for work as much. I'm gonna wait till the kids get older. I'm gonna wait till all this waiting. Listen, life is never going to slow down. You're always gonna have responsibilities. You're gonna always have something going on. Something's always gonna pop up. And guess what? If you don't make a change, what's gonna pop up is you at the hospital. What's going to pop up is you in the ambulance. What's going to pop up is you still on medication because you refuse to make a simple adjustment. What we're doing in the 7-day challenge, is it reasonable? Yes or no? Is it realistic? Yes or no? Can we walk 2 miles every day? Yes or no? Can we make sure we're eating whole foods majority of the time? Yes or no? Can we make sure we're drinking water, drinking half our body weight in water in ounces? Yes or no? But for some reason, we won't commit. The weekend comes, we fall off track. We do orientation, we get hyped, we get excited, we fall off track. We start one day, we miss a day, we get discouraged, we fall off track. We finish the 7-day challenge, we fall off track. Are you not important enough to yourself to show up for yourself? You'll show up for everybody else. But when it comes to you, for some reason, you won't follow through. What are the three things I told you a winner does? Winners commit, winners make a way, and winners finish. Every single day, you have to make the choice. I have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. When things are challenging, you still have to make a choice to take care of yourself. You still have to make a choice to take care of yourself. There's always going to be the option to take the easy route, and the easy route feels so good in the short term, but the effects of taking the easy route repetitively, they leave you in a terrible place in the long term. How many of you are ready to commit to yourselves and show up for yourselves? Put me, coach, in the chat, right? You have to do the simple habits, all right? We have to stop treating life like a challenge. We have to stop wanting it to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. And let me tell you a secret. The more you chase the thought of this happening overnight, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna do this watermelon cleanse, and then I'm just gonna do keto for 6 months, and then when I'll lose the weight, then I'll go back to eating normal. I'm gonna take these shots, I'm gonna get this weight loss surgery, and then when I get it off, I'm gonna do the right thing. That makes no sense. If you're gonna do the right thing, you would just do the right thing right now, so you can get the results. You think that mentally you're gonna be in the place to make the change? No, you're gonna constantly stay in that cycle of losing, gaining weight. The more you go after things that are tools and quick fixes, right? Some of these things can be helpful, but they're not the solution. The solution is you, one, committing to yourself, two, creating a lifestyle system that you can actually commit to, and then three, one, implementing new good habits and letting go of old bad habits. Most of you are two habit changes away from changing your life. For most of you, you just need to get up in the morning to make your workout. What would fix that for you? Get off that TV an hour before bed. I bet you get better rest. I bet you get on to bed on time. For most of you, get off of the social media during the day when you're supposed to be working. I bet you get your work done quicker, so you have more time to do other things. So you have time to meal prep. So you have time to work out. So you have time to spend time with your kids. But because your brain is so scattered between TV and social media, you feel like you're overwhelmed. You have no time. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of time. Let me say it, there's a lot of time. But because you are so distracted while you're doing your tasks, it feels like you're always running out of time. No, you're distracted because you're looking for entertainment when you should be executing. And once we remove the entertainment, you get a real picture of how much you can actually get done and get to sleep on time, right? And still spend time with your family and still have date night with your significant other, right? And still get your workout done. But because we have all these different things of distractions, we can't seem to follow through. There's a reason why during the 7-day challenge you're going to show up, you're going to do the walks, you're going to do the affirmations, you're going to feel better mentally too. Why? Because every single day, instead of watching TV, you're watching me. And every single day, I'm going to be pushing you, affirming you, holding you accountable, and showing you what your life could be if you would simply show up for yourself. And you're going to have a reality check and go, he's talking to me. He's talking to me. He's talking good. He's talking the truth to me. And I know. But if you do not continue with the habits that I'm teaching you during the next 7 days, what's going to happen is you're going to have a dopamine high of dropping 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pounds in the 7 days. You're going to feel really good. You're going to feel really confident, and then you're going to crash if you do not implement the system I'm teaching you this week, if you do not internalize the words that I'm telling you, that you have to prioritize yourself and structure your life. Every single thing that you want to happen repeatedly in your life must have a day and a time. We have to have a day and a time when we're going to walk. There must be a day and a time we're going to go grocery shopping, days and times that we're going to cook, days and like the day and time we're going to do our workout. Everything must be structured. And once it's structured and it gets done at those same times every single week, then we create a system. We create habits. We create a lifestyle that we can consistently show up for. But one of the main things you have to remove is distractions. If you would just go to bed on time, you'd wake up in the morning. If you wake up in the morning, you do your workout. If you do your workout, you probably would make a better food choice and you would feel better, right? And now we've removed that one thing, which is you staying up way too late, falling asleep with the TV on, which was making you have terrible rest, which was increasing your stress, which was decreasing your ability to make good decisions and your bandwidth to make good decisions and plan things out because you're stressed, which is also going to raise your cortisol, which is going to make your body want to hold more weight in your midsection. You see how that one little small change changed everything. The difference between you getting a good night's rest and a bad night of rest could change your whole life, right? So many of you, again, one thing that would change your entire life, one simple fix. Instead of having the coffee and the muffin or the donut in the morning, or the coffee with nothing else, you have a high protein meal first thing. How many protein should we have within 90 days to 90 minutes of waking up? How much protein should we have within 90 minutes of waking up? Put it in the chat. This simple change could take you from having a sugary breakfast that's going to cause you to crash at lunchtime. So then you're going to have some more sugary processed stuff or go grab some more Chick-fil-A. And then you're going to have one big meal at dinner. And then you have some snacks later on too because your blood sugar's been spiking all day. So then you have cravings and you don't feel fulfilled or satiated. And that's what causes you to overeat your calories. Now, if you start the day off with 3 eggs, spinach, and a Greek yogurt, you're satiated. You feel better. You don't have the crash. And because you don't have the crash, you make a better decision at lunch. And because you are prepared and intentional, you prepared your lunch. And so you don't have to worry about going to grab lunch with your coworkers or going to order something off of Uber Eats. You already have what you're supposed to have there. Because why? You got better rest. You woke up and did your workout. You ate a better breakfast. So now you aren't having these crazy cravings, and you're not highly stressed either. You have a better clarity of mind. Why? Because we made one change. You're one change away from changing your life, one habit adjustment away from changing your life. Would you agree? Yes or no? Most of you understand the basics of what it takes to change your life. If more information is what you needed, you would have already lost weight because there's a preponderance, it just means a lot of information out there on the internet. What you need is one, a concentrated system, a concentrated mindset, right? And a clear schedule, right? And once we get those things with the proper execution, everything can change. Simply cutting off that TV an hour or two before bed, getting off of social media an hour or two before bed, not going on social media when you're supposed to be working so you can get your work done sooner so that you can have more opportunities for things outside of work, making sure that you go to bed on time so you can wake up in the morning and do your workout, which will give you enough time to eat the proper breakfast, which will cause you to not have the sugar crash in the middle of the day. Two simple changes changes everything. But because you are constantly in that cycle of staying up too late, that I woke up kind of late, that I had a rush, and I'm just so busy. I'm just so busy. Nobody understands I'm so busy. No, you're unstructured. You have a terrible structure in your life. And once we clean up your structure, we can clean up your life. You're two habits away from changing your life. Put that in the chat. I'm two habits away. If we would make a small adjustment, everything would change. How many of you feel like you're just so busy all the time? How many of you feel like you're stressed a lot of times? You have poor sleep a lot of times, poor energy, right? You feel like you can't find time to work out. You can't find time to do this, can't find time to do that. But did anything I just say resonate with your life? Are we staying up too late? Are we watching? Is the TV watching us until we fall asleep? Are we on our phones too late? Are we getting up in the morning and having a sugary breakfast, a coffee, or not having anything at all, right? So then we have even more hunger in the middle of the day. We're setting ourselves up to have crazy cravings, to have a ravishing hunger. And then what time we eat, we're eating crazy stuff, eating Popeyes and Chick-fil-A and combination. Some of y'all are going to two different places to get the food to combine into the meal that you really want. You like the sauce at one place, but you like how the other place makes French fries, so you go get their French fries. You like how the one place make their cookies, so you go get their cookies. I know I'm talking to somebody. I know I'm talking to somebody. I've been doing this a long time. If we could just fix two things and implement the habits we want in the challenge, you could change everything. Put in the chat right now. I am a winner. Put in the chat. I deserve to be healthy. Put in the chat, I am disciplined. Put in the chat, I am committed. I'm a winner. I deserve to be healthy. All right. I am disciplined. I'm committed. It's not easy, but it's simple. To save yourself from a certain death, make these changes. To have a heart attack, to have a stroke, it's not worth what you're doing. And when it happens to you, you'll realize it wasn't worth it. But I don't want it to happen to you. Many of you have seen it with your parents, your grandparents. If they could have went back and changed their ways, I promise you, they would have changed their ways. Don't die early because of two habits you couldn't change. Two habits: go to bed on time, eat a high protein breakfast can change because it's a trigger effect. It's a domino effect. When we wake up and we get our workout in and we eat a high protein breakfast, don't we feel good? Don't we feel lower stress? Don't we start the day off on a confident high? Don't we make a better decision because we know what I start off the day good, right? Let me make a better decision for lunch. Make a better decision for dinner. When we start off with poor sleep, we don't even care. Like, I don't even care. I'm eating whatever at the office. I'm drinking a coffee, and now I had this crash. I'm drinking some more stuff. I'm getting some more snacks. It's a domino effect. Life lesson: success is about systems and structure. It's not about willpower. Discipline is when we make it as easy as possible to make the right decision. Make it as easy as possible to make the right decision. That's how you win. It's not about having willpower and pushing yourself super hard all the time. It's about making it as easy as possible to make the right decision. And when we do that, everything else will come together. All right, y'all. That's my time for the night. I hope that this live has been helpful to somebody. I hope this was an eye opener to someone. If you felt like this was a live you needed to be on, put thank you, coach, in the chat. If you need the challenge, I dropped it in the chat earlier, but I'll drop it again. All right. I'll drop it again. Just copy this and then go through it. If you're new, go through it and put day and go through day zero. Go through day zero. Okay. Go through day zero. Day zero is going to show you how to set up your lifestyle. Even if you're late to the challenge, it doesn't even matter. You can still benefit from it. So go to day zero and you will be good. Day zero is going to show you how to structure your life. And yep, that's my time for tonight. If you're someone that has seen our client success, someone that wants to, you're a professional. We work with professional executive women 4260 that want to drive 50 to 100 pounds in a year or less. If that's you and you know you need a more personalized approach, and you want one-on-one coaching support, I want you to DM us or text us the word private to learn more about our private coaching program. Okay. And then you'll be able to set up a call with myself or somebody from my team. If that's you, if that sounds like you, if you're someone that knows you need to make a change, you've done the challenges, you've done the detoxes, you've done the medication, you've been to the doctor, you've done all the things, but you really need to make a massive change. You need to drop 50 pounds, 100 pounds, right? DM us the word private to learn more about that program. Other than that, y'all, I want you to sign off by putting in the chat, I'm a winner, and we're going to sign off. Everybody have a great